pero wala kang pagkain sa bahay. Narito na ang sagot mga katropa, ang Superman of Lechon, napapawi sa inyong gutom at siguradong mapapa-analyze ka dahil sa tender juicy na jam mo pa at siguradong malinis at bagong katay buhat sa farm, kaya super masalasa at pangmasa pa. Ano pa hinihintay niyo mga katropa? Takbo na sa Superman of Panteño Siniluan at bumili na, baka maabusan ka, katropa. barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalang lokal, kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sigalot ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling halal na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dano Barangay sa Millennial Online TV Worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
At tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Enjoy na po tayo.
Now, we are
Talakayin.
Biggest destruction of dangerous drugs worth 1
Rebisahin. Opinyon. Malawakin. Aksyonan. Kasama si Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa sa pagbabalita. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Tutok na mga katropa!
From politics to lifestyle and nego.
Oras alas 8:45 ng gabi, oras sa buong kapuluan.
Walang paligot.
At sa inyo po ang programang Tropa, Wednesday edition. At syempre dito lang sa Millennial Online TV News and Updates.
Tunay na
At syempre Rosel Lopez pa rin na yung magiging kasama at Mr. J sa ating technical side. Magandang gabi.
kahit
Abe, ano ba nangyari na sa ikalawang araw ng pagdinig sa impeachment trial laban kay VP Sara Duterte? Mamaya alamin po natin yan doon sa ikalawang araw ng pagdinig. At ito po ang itutunghayan natin ay yung part 1 lang muna. At siyempre medyo mahaba-haba. Siguro, yung part 2 malamang bukas na. Bueno, magandang gabi kay Tata Jerry Diaz, kay Utol Jerry Diaz ng Quezon City. Ayan, dati po siyang miyembro ng Philippine National Police
time update.
na nagretiro na po, no, dahil natapos siya na yung kanyang serbisyo, no, sa kagawaran ng pambansang pulisya.
Sabak
Kaya magandang gabi sa iyo, Tol, si Tata Jerry Diaz.
trending headline.
At syempre po, magandang gabi rin sa ating mga kasama sa Gun Safety Advocates of the Philippines o GSAP. Syempre po sa pangunguna ng aming founder, walang iba kundi si Corixman. Ayan, good PM, Tol. Ingat lagi, kuya. O, ingat ka rin, Tol. O, diyan ka pa ba nakauwi sa may lugar na yan? Sa may, yung sa may malapit sa circle, nakalimutan ko na, Tol.
Millennial
Diyan ka pa rin ba nakauwi?
nandito na.
At syempre po yung mga kasama natin sa GSAP, no, katulad sa USA, si Tads Daily. At syempre po yung mga iba pa nating kasama, katulad ni Kuya Julius Miguel Saludes sa GSAP Hong Kong at si Kuya John Francisco,
Nangyayari.
GSAP Italy, yan. At syempre po sila Kuya Oscar de los Reyes,
Stay tuned.
at sila Ma'am Evelyn, sila Ma'am Lala Charlie, at marami pa hong iba. Ayan, salamat daw sa amin ni Tata Jerry Diaz.
And nego.
Nung yan po aktibo sa PNP, tayo po nagre-report pa sa TV5, no? Aktibo pa tayo, lagi yun natin yung kasama magmula doon sa may Batasan Police Headquarters hanggang sa mapunta siya sa may parte ng Quezon Avenue sa may malapit sa Fisher Mall na station.
Walang bahid.
Diba, Tol, doon tayo huling nagkita?
Stitch.
Kung naalala mo, dinalang pa kita ng seafoods. Naalala mo ba yun?
Digital world.
Okay, sa mga kaibigan, magandang gabi sa ating mga Dawargats, sa ating mga netizen. At siyempre po sa Central Luzon Region 45 ng the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Philippine Eagles Incorporated.
Hanggang globe.
Siyempre po sa pangunguna ng aming Governor Rafael Agkawili. At siyempre ang aming club, Media Rider Eagles Club. Nandiyan ang aking si Kuya Vice Angelo Macaraig, si Kuya A. Ngayon din sina Ate Gina Mape ng DWWW 774
Time update.
AM Radio. At gayon din sina Kuya Enteng Diaz, Kuya Marvin Dilloso ng Valenzuela City News Online. At sila Kuya A naman at sina Kuya Anthony Bautista ay Tugatog Malabon News Online. At siyempre si Kuya Christian Gatasi, no? At ng Nabotas News Online. At siyempre yung iba natin nasa aboard, no? Si Kuya Glyn at si Kuya June.
Lahat update.
Oo, yan. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Bueno mga kaibigan, wag na nating patagalin. Medyo mahaba-haba ho ito. At wag na nating patagalin. No? Ito po yung part 1 ng ikalawang araw ng pagdinig ng impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte. Alamin po natin at kayo po ay manood na mabuti. At siyempre, pwede kayo magbigay ng opinion nyo para makarating sa kinauukulan. So narito po.
Tutok ka lang sa bawat
Officer of the Impeachment Court and the Senator Judges.
Sorry, may isa pang ganito. Isa pa. Grabe. The Sergeant at Arms is directed to make the proclamation.
All persons are commanded to keep silent under pain of penalty while the impeachment court is in session for the trial of Vice President Sara Duterte.
The impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte is hereby called to order. We shall be led in prayer by Senator Alan Cayetano.
Holy Father, we come to you today, different ages, galing po sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Iba-iba po ang paniniwala sa politika, sa religion, pero lahat po ay Pilipino at lahat po ay ginagalang ang pangalan mo. Sinabi niyo po sa propetang Jeremiah, sa Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. You love us so much that you made us in your nature and likeness, giving us free will. Thus, to receive the fruits of your plans, plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future, we must first seek your kingdom and righteousness. You call us to be faithful, Lord God, for us to be faithful both in small things and in big things. Same with the rules, Mr. President. Help us to be faithful with the Constitution, the Senate rules, the rules of impeachment. Help us to be faithful to the rules of fairness. As the prosecution stated yesterday, to hold everyone accountable from the barangay captain to the highest official of the land. Lord God, Holy Spirit, do not allow us to obstruct justice, yet always give us the strength to obstruct injustice, regardless of the cost and the consequences. Magalit na po kung sino magagalit, gamitin niyo kami bilang instrumento ng hustisya. Lead each one of us to pursue the impeachment trial with fairness, political neutrality, and due process. To pursue the flood control scandal with the same zeal, effort, fairness, and political neutrality. To pursue corruption in all forms. Help us build a justice system that is ideal rather than one that is weaponized and is actually an instrument of oppression and tyranny. We may disagree on many things, but let us agree in asking for your love, grace, and mercy upon the nation. We may have different visions of a prosperous Philippines, of accountability, fairness, yet may we agree in the words you put in the framers of the Philippine Constitution, which is found in the preamble. We, the sovereign Filipino people, imploring the aid of Almighty God in order to build a just and humane society and establish a government that shall embody our ideals and aspirations, promote the common good, conserve and develop our patrimony, and secure to ourselves and to our posterity the blessings of independence and democracy under the rule of law and a regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, peace, do ordain and promulgate this Constitution. Thank you for this privilege to serve you and our people, Lord God. We ask for all of this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen. The clerk of court will now call the roll.
Roll call of members. The Honorable Senator Judge Aquino, Senator Judge Cayetano Alan, Senator Judge Cayetano P.A., Senator Judge De La Rosa, Senator Judge Ejercito, Senator Judge Estrada, Senator Judge Go, Senator Judge Ontiveros, Senator Judge Lacson, Senator Judge Lapid, Senator Judge Legarda, Senator Judge Marcoleta, Senator Judge Marcos, Senator Judge Padilla, Senator Judge Pangilinan, Senator Judge Soto III, Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin, Senator Judge Tulfo Rafi, Senator Judge Villanueva, Senator Judge Villar Camille, Senator Judge Villar Mark, Senator Judge Zubiri, the presiding officer, Senator Judge Escudero, the Senate President.
With 20 senators present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. We now recognize the presiding officer, Senator Chis Escudero.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. The reading of the Journal of July 6, 2026 of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court is hereby dispensed with, and unless there are any objections, the same is hereby approved and adopted. The clerk of court will now please read and call the case before this impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Noted. Appearances for the respondent.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearances for the defense.
Is the prosecution ready to call its first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. However, the prosecution have few concerns which it wanted to raise before the Honorable Impeachment Court. So may I request, Your Honor, that the Honorable Counsel for the Prosecutor, Lorna P. Kapunan, be recognized, Your Honor.
Before recognizing the counsel for the prosecutor, ma'am, upo muna kayo. Chair would like to recognize first Senator Judge Lacson. What is the pleasure of the Honorable Lacson?
It's a point of inquiry, Mr.
You may proceed, sir.
Yes, Mr. Senate President, Mr. Presiding Officer, Your Honors. Just so it will be clear to our fellow Senator judges, as well as the panel of prosecutors, the defense team, and the public in general, yesterday after your election as presiding officer, you delivered your opening statement, portions of which I will either quote or paraphrase as follows. You stated, the Constitution states that conviction can only happen with the concurrence of 2/3 of all members of the Senate. And then you continued, with 24 members of the Senate, a literal interpretation of this means that conviction requires the affirmative vote of at least 16 senator judges. However, you also made it clear that, and I quote, those who disagree have the right to go about it through a legal challenge and sue the Supreme Court by virtue of its power of judicial review, render a different ruling on this question. The impeachment court shall faithfully abide by that ruling. Unquote. My point of inquiry, Mr. President, Mr. Presiding Officer, is this portion of your opening statement a matter of legal opinion on your part as presiding officer, or does it constitute a ruling by the impeachment court? If the response is, it is the latter, does this mean that this court, through the presiding officer, has raised the level of discourse to a justiciable issue or a dispute that the Supreme Court may have legal authority to settle and resolve? In case either one or both panels in front of us decide to exercise their right to challenge the said ruling, should they deem it as a grave abuse of discretion by this court? I submit, Your Honor.
The response of the presiding officer is in the affirmative. In fact, the journal that we just approved contains a similar inquiry by Senator Judge Cayetano yesterday when he inquired if it was the position and ruling of the presiding officer, and the presiding officer answered in the affirmative. So to clarify, yes, I believe it may be considered already as a justiciable controversy, although it is not for us to dictate that but the courts, given that it is a ruling of the chair not objected to nor appealed by any member of this court and therefore stands.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Cayetano, what is your pleasure, sir?
Sir President, Presiding Officer, may I just further clarify this statement?
You may proceed, sir.
Yes. I confirm that yesterday we heard the same thing, and when the transcripts come out, of course, then it will be available to everyone. Basically, yesterday I clarified whether that was the opinion of the elected presiding officer, and of course, without any offense to my brother and friend, Senator Escudero, we have a continuing objection. I asked him whether this was already a ruling of the court, because if it's the ruling of the court, then as a threshold issue, we will have no further questions. Section 22, Article 22 of our rule says that all orders, decisions may be acted upon without objection, or if objection is heard, the orders and decisions shall be voted on without debate by ayes and nays, which shall be entered in the record, subject, however, to operation of Rule 6, and Rule 6 speaks of whether the presiding officer will rule on relevance, admissibility, and giving any movant 2 minutes. So I may also correct that yesterday I was not allowed to, when I objected to Senator Lacson, I should have been given 10 minutes in accordance with Section 22. But I do admit that before that, in the point of order, Senate President Gatchalian was liberal in allowing us to explain. Anyway, everything has been explained yesterday as the constitutional issue of the presiding officer, and since you allowed us to submit in writing, we will do so. But just on this point of the threshold issue of 2/3 of all members, there is actually a pending case in the Supreme Court entitled Cayetano versus Aquino. That is myself and my seatmate, Senator Aquino. We talked, but we're not talking about the case. So actually, you're correct, Senator Lacson, that anyone can go on this issue itself. And I just like to make sure today and further clarify that there's no objections, that as of today, the stand of the impeachment court is that of all members means that as long as you're still a member, so meaning when are you not a member anymore? When you die, when you are removed by finality, and when you resign. No? Otherwise, you are still a member, so you are still counted. And it is in that spirit that we ask, and we're preparing maybe a memoranda for all members to allow Senator Marcoleta and Senator Jinggoy, since they are going to have a vote. And if they are not allowed to vote, then that will be counted as a vote for acquittal. And that might be favorable to the defense rather than a part of giving a fair trial. So all I wanted to clarify today, Mr. President, is that we will continue to thresh out if there are any constitutional issues. But as of today, it is very clear that as a court, we have decided that 2/3 of 24, there are 24 members of the Senate today, 20 are present here today, but there are still 24 members, and 16 ang number of senators needed to convict on any of the articles, Mr. President, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Pangilinan?
21 na pala.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Senate President. Just to place on record that I would like to clarify that the ruling of the chair of 16 is as to the issue of whether the threshold number of conviction. The matter of whether or not Senators Marcoleta and Senator Estrada should be participating in the process of the trial is another matter that we will have to discuss perhaps in camera or on the floor at a later date, Mr. President.
Noted. If there are no other senator judge who wishes to make a manifestation, the lead prosecutor, Representative Luistro, is once again recognized. What was your earlier manifestation and motion, ma'am?
Your Honor, we respectfully reiterate our request that counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, be recognized.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, is recognized. Will you be the one to present the your first witness, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Your Honors, Senate President, Presiding Justice. I do have manifestation. Well, in direct answer to the query of the presiding Senator Judge, I am not presenting the witness today. But I would like, with your permission, Your Honors, to manifest a query that we request be addressed by this Honorable Court, Presiding Judge, to the defense.
The lady may proceed.
We are informed, and in fact, we have seen an interview conducted in the Senate premises on the Vice President herself. And she had been quoted as saying that she is expecting a bloodbath and a bludgeoning, but she will not, her head may be blooded but unbowed. My respectful query, Your Honors, please, which could be directed to the defense counsels, is if the Vice President is in the premises, does she intend to appear personally before this impeachment court? And that is preliminary to another manifestation that I would like to make. Your
Kindly
Honors,
proceed with your next one, counsel. Because the chair is not yet sure if it will even address this to the counsel for respondents or will simply answer the query of the counsel for respondents.
This is relevant to the presentation that we will be making this afternoon, Your Honors. This court will recall your own statements, Mr. Presiding Judge, that on Tuesdays, every Tuesday of every week, that the prosecution must indicate who the witnesses they intend to present before this court will be. This is to enable the impeachment court to issue, when appropriate, and if deemed necessary, a subpoena for such witness. And that is my query this afternoon, because an presentation of witness on the first article that we will be presenting, which is grave threats and acts of sedition, Your Honor. One of the key witnesses, hostile, albeit hostile, would be the Vice President. And therefore, if we can inquire if it is her intention to again appear in the premises of the Senate, because we are already respectfully informing this honorable court that we will manifest, that we will have a written request for her presence in connection with this article on grave threats, Your Honor. That is the relevancy of my manifestation.
The chair would like to rule on the manifestation and request of the counsel for prosecutors instead of throwing the question to the counsel for respondents, for the simple reason that I do not want to the parties to engage in a debate before this court. You can very well do that with the presentation of your witness through direct and cross-examination, redirect and recross. To answer, the impeachment rules do not mandate nor require the respondent to attend any hearing or trial of the impeachment court. Whether she was in the building earlier or arrived after, it is totally up to the respondent, because from the point of view of the court, she is represented in this court through her counsel already. Should the counsel for the prosecutors desire to call the respondent herself, the court will act on that motion and request once it is made and or filed, and need not make a ruling at this point in time. Because of course, when that motion is made, we will ask the counsel for respondent to make a comment and or reply.
Thank you, Sir Presiding Judge, Justice, Senator Judge. We yield to the wisdom of your decision.
Thank you, ma'am.
With that, we will reserve the right. We are not waiving the right to do call her at the appropriate time and to do file the appropriate request for subpoena ducis tecum and subpoena testificandum. For that, on that matter, Your Honor, I have no further questions and would like to turn over the floor to our lead public prosecutor.
Thank you,
Thank
Counsel
you, Your
for
Honor.
Prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, for your remarks, which are duly noted. Yes, the lead prosecutor is recognized.
Your Honor, as manifested yesterday, the articles of impeachment is divided into 4 teams, and I would like to turn over to the head prosecutor of Article 4, that is threat, the Honorable Lawrence Defensor. May I request that he be recognized, Your Honor.
The member of the panel of prosecutors, Congressman the Honorable Lawrence Defensor, is recognized for his introduction of Article 4, I presume?
Thank you so much, Mr. Presiding Officer. May I be allowed to make a manifestation to introduce Article 4?
Before you proceed, Senator Judge Cayetano is recognized.
Before that, I ask for your indulgence from the prosecution and the defense. There are certain issues that we are more than willing to listen to the debate here. I'm speaking for myself, but I think for also other senator judges, and of course will give us much leeway. But there are certain issues that we also need time to study. So if we look at our rules of impeachment, suppletory kasi yung rules ng rules of court. And the difference between asking the accused to take the stand and asking someone who's not the accused, but we may say something that is incriminatory. There's a wide difference. So the accused, under the rules of court, hindi mo pwedeng i-force to take the stand. Pero yung hindi accused, they have to take the stand and wait for the question, and then they can claim the right against self-incrimination. But it could be argued that this isn't exactly a criminal court and a criminal offense. It's an impeachment court. So if it pleases the court, or if the prosecution is sure to ask for the subpoena, may I propose, Sir Presiding Officer, that both sides give us a memoranda in advance so that we can also do our part and study rather than spend much more time during the debates, because I'd really like to study that issue also. Thank you, and sorry for the interruption, Congressman.
Noted, Senator Cayetano. However, it is premature at this time. We will do what we did with respect to the motion for the issuance of subpoena ad testificandum and ducis tecum in regard to the bank accounts of the spouses Duterte and T.R.O.P.A, as well as the AMLC records. We required the parties to submit a memoranda, and we will be scheduling it for oral arguments by the parties. If that is the desire of the Honorable Senator Judge Cayetano, we will do the same with respect to this once the motion has been filed formally by the panel of prosecutors. The Honorable Defensor is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Honorable Senator Judges, noong 22 ng Hunyo 2026, nagulat at nagdalamhati ang buong bansa sa pamamaril sa isang paaralan.
Sorry, excuse me.
Your Honor, may I be allowed to
I-
finish my manifestation?
I
I will
think-
not disrespect and interrupt the defense counsel
Yes, but before
once he
that,
has started.
this is no disrespect, sir.
Counsel for respondent is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is improper. The improper for trial. Manifestation. This is not a manifestation proper for court procedure. This is instead them telling a story. This is a narration by the prosecution, which is not allowed. This is not allowed by any rule in any court. So what,
May I be allowed
what is
to reply?
proper is that they present their first witness, and
We
we
will
are
be
ready.
presenting our witness, Your Honor. However, please allow us to freely advocate our position.
That's why, Your Honor,
including
we are
the defense
objecting.
when it's their turn. We will not
Councilor
object to the
Respondent,
same.
kindly let him finish.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you
to
so
respond
much,
to you.
Your Honor.
To respond to you. Yes, you were saying.
Thank you, Honorable
Defensor.
Senator Judges. Noong ikadalawampung-dalawa ng
Honorable
Hunyo-
Defensor, kindly finish your reply to the
Thank you, Your Honor.
objection of
I will
counsel
proceed.
for respondent.
allow us to freely advocate our positions through the proper and respectful discourse. This is not prohibited under the rules. In fact, the court has declared that yesterday, the rules will not comply with the strict procedures of a judicial proceeding. Each article is a separate complaint, and it would be the proper guidance for the senator judges, lalo na po sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino na nanonood, para mas lalo nilang maunawaan ang ipipresenta naming ebidensya. The impeachment is a sui generis. Sui generis dahil kakaiba ito, hindi ito judicial, administrative, o civil o criminal proceeding. Hayaan niyo po kaming magbigyan ng 5 minuto para mailatag namin kung paano namin maipresenta at ang basihan namin sa pagpresenta ng aming ebidensya.
Your Honor, may I respond?
The presiding officer's rule. Although indeed we will interpret the rules liberally, and although indeed this is a sui generis proceeding, neither will we allow any dilatory moves and/or tactics, and I will bind and hold you to your 5 minutes, Honorable Defensor.
Absolutely,
And we
Your
will
Honor.
clock it.
Your Honor,
we will
may-
afford the same opportunity to the counsel for respondents when their turn arrives.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed.
Honorable Senator Judges, noong ika-22 ng Hunyo 2026, nagulat at nagdalamhati ang buong bansa sa pamamaril sa isang paaralan sa Tacloban City na ikinasawi ng 3 batang mag-aaral at ikinasugat ng marami pang iba. Ang mga salarin, mga minor de edad, sa kabila ng kanilang murang edad, agad na pumilos ang mga otoridad upang ipatubad ang mga umiiral na batas. Ang mensahe ay malinaw. Ang pagpigiging bata ay hindi nangangahulugang walang pananagutan. Ang pananagutan ay umiiral, pagamat iba ang paraan ng pagpapatupad nito sa ilalim ng batas. Kamakailan, isang pasahero ang inaresto sa airport at kinasuhan matapos itong magbiro na may bomba sa kanyang bagahe dahil mahigpit na ipinapatupad ng mga otoridad ang patakarang zero tolerance policy sa anumang pagbabanggit ng bomba o anumang pampasabog. Sa isang hiwalay na pangyayari noong Mayo 2020, isang public school teacher ang inaresto, pinusasan at kinasuhan ng NBI sa Zambales matapos magbiro na magbibigay ng pabuya sa sinumang papatay sa presidente ng Republika. Ano ang prinsipyo dito? Ang pananagutan ay pinapairal sa lahat, bata man o matanda, nasa laylayan man o nasa katungkulan. The prosecution comes before you today to present evidence for Article 4, establishing that Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte committed acts that betrayed the public trust, committed culpable violation of the Constitution, committed high crimes in publicly admitting through a live broadcast that she contracted someone to assassinate the President, the First Lady, and the former House Speaker. We acknowledge the burden of this trial on the senator judges as well as the Filipino people. But it is a duty that we must discharge together, lest the public come to believe that threatening public officials and fostering a culture of impunity are conduct that may be tolerated or condoned, especially coming from the second highest official of the land. Ang mga kilos at salita ng Vice Presidente ay hindi dapat ituring na simpleng krimen sa ilalim ng batas, kundi tuwirang paglabag sa saligang batas. Kaya ang paglilitis na ito ay mahalagang mekanismong itinakda upang tiyakin na ang kapangyarihan ay laging may kaakibat na pananagutan. Accountability must apply to all or none at all. At the heart of this impeachment proceeding lies a fundamental question para sa ating lahat. Can we continue to entrust one of the highest constitutional offices to a public official who, on multiple occasions, purposely and willfully and repeatedly resorted to threats of violence against the very institutions that she swore to uphold and protect? The evidence presented in this article are not just derived from testimonies and authenticated documents, but from the Vice President's own words, own conduct, her very own public admissions. Her words were neither accidental nor taken out of context. They were uttered publicly with the intention to be taken seriously. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko, kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. At sinabi ko sa kanya na kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM,
Your Honor.
si Lisa Marcos, si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. What makes these threats especially sinister is that they do not come from an ordinary citizen, but from the Vice President herself, an official who under the Constitution stands to succeed the President of the Republic. Such statements carry a gravity far from the exercise of one's freedom of expression. They strike at the very heart of government. This is especially significant given that she has publicly declared her intention to run for president in the next election. What values do we expect from those who occupy the highest office in the land? Delicadeza, palabra de honor, integrity, and loyalty to your oath of office. These are not outdated ideals. They are the foundations of honorable public office. Maraming salamat po, Your Honors.
The remarks of the gentleman are duly noted. However, Chair would like to inform and instruct the senator judges that the statement and manifestation made by the Honorable Defensor should not in any way be taken as evidentiary because it was merely a manifestation cum introduction of the fourth article of impeachment. Any evidence to be presented proving the fourth article of impeachment should be done through a witness under oath, duly subscribed and subjected to direct and cross-examination. Call your first witness,
Your
sir.
Honor, may I be allowed also to, Your Honor, we move to strike that opening statement. It's improper for trial. It is not evidentiary in nature. And it only provides conclusions of fact and law. Most of it is irrelevant. And fact of the matter is the prosecution should present evidence and not manifest in this improper manner.
May I be recognized, Your Honor?
No need. Motion is denied. Let it remain in the records and as instructed by the chair for the senator judges not to deem whatever statements were given by the Honorable Defensor as evidentiary in any way, shape, size, or form. Again, counsel, call your first witness.
Your Honor, may I request permission to
Your Honor-
recognize counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Ligutan, to conduct the examination of our first witness.
Your Honor,
He will
may
be
I-
under the direct
Counsel
suspension and
for
control
respondent, what is your pleasure?
of
Your
the
Honor,
panel
may
of
I
prosecutors.
register my continuing objection to the opening statement by the prosecution.
Well, I don't think he'll do it again, but nevertheless, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I request that Attorney Virgil Ligutan be recognized to conduct the examination of our first witness.
Counsel for prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Likutan, so that we can have the records clear. Did I pronounce your name correctly, sir?
Your Honors, magandang hapon. My full name is Attorney Armando Virgil Discartin Ligutan, Your Honor, please.
And you've entered your appearance yesterday,
Yes,
counsel?
Your Honor. Duly entered my appearance as one of the counsel for the prosecution.
You may proceed, sir. Call your
Thank
first
you
witness.
Thank you so much. Mga kababayan, we call to the witness stand the first witness for the prosecution in the person of NBI Senior Agents Jean-Marc Santa Ana Calilo.
Kindly bring the witness to the witness stand. Please remain standing. Clerk of Court is instructed to kindly administer the oath to the witness.
Please raise your right hand. You, John Mark Calilong,
I, John Mark Kalilong,
do swear
who swear
that the evidence you shall give
that evidence that I give
in the case now pending
is in the case now pending
between the Philippines
in the Philippines
and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the
So
truth.
help me God.
So help me God.
Your witness, counsel.
Thank you so much, Your Honors. Your Honors, mga kababayan, the testimony of the first witness for the prosecution, NBI Senior Agent John Mark Santa Ana Calilo, is offered to prove the following. Number one, si Agent John Mark Calilong ay isang senior agent of the National Bureau of Investigation. Number two, he is well-trained and experienced in the field of digital forensic examination, having undergone extensive training in the field, making him competent in identifying, preserving, collecting, and authenticating digital evidence. Pangatlo, si Agent Calilong ay bahagi ng NBI Cybercrime Division Team na inatasang mag-imbestiga sa mga pahayag at pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente laban sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas, unang ginang at dating Speaker ng House of Representatives sa isang online media briefing noong Nobyembre 23, taong 2024. Pang-apat, partikular na sinabi sa publiko ng Vice Presidente na may kinontrata na siyang tao na napapatay sa Pangulo, unang ginang at former Speaker ng House of Representatives. At ito ay nakatatak na sa kasaysayan ng ating bansa bilang unang pagkakataon na ang isang Vice Presidente ay nakipagkontrata sa isang mamamatay tao upang patayin no less than the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Panglima.
Your Honor, may I object. Is this a speech or an offer?
Your Honor, please, with all due respect to counsel,
For the prosecutor may proceed.
it should not be a
May I register my continuing
There's
objection?
no proper ground. This is offer of testimony. Please hold your horses. Number 5, the public statements and threats of the Vice President were publicly live streamed and captured on video. Number 6, Agent Calilong is a designated agent on case for the investigation. Number 7, as agents on case, Agent Calilong personally conducted and participated in the cybercrime and open source investigation relating to the subject video and related digital recordings. Pangwalo, sa takbo ng open source investigation na pag-alaman ng NBI na ang Vice Presidente ay nagpahayag din ng iba pang kahawig na pananakot sa buhay ng Pangulo. Kasama na ang sinabi niya sa publiko na minsan naisip niyang pugutan ng ulo ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Number 9, in the course of the investigation, Agent Kalilong duly identified, preserved, collected, and authenticated the subject video and other related digital recordings. And number 10, the last offer of testimony, Your Honors, Agent Kalilong will testify on such other matters as may be relevant, material, incidental to the issues involved in this impeachment proceeding, and will identify relevant and material documentary and object pieces of evidence. That is the offer of testimony of our first witness, Your Honor, please.
Presiding officer will now hear the objection and or comments, if any, of the counsel for respondent to the offer made by counsel for the prosecution.
Your Honor, may we move for the exclusion of Agent Kalilong for being not previously attached to the Saballa and Cabrera complaints, as well as exclusion on the ground that he was not included in the articles of impeachment transmitted to the Senate Impeachment Court.
Can I respond to that, Your Honor, please?
Counsel for prosecutor may do so.
Mga kababayan, in this stage of the proceedings, the prosecution is about to present a witness, and the defense is invoking the facts that this witness is not listed as one of the witnesses in the Saballa complaint. The Saballa complaint already lived its natural life. Your Honor, this is the impeachment proceeding of the articles of impeachment filed by the House of Representatives. Saballa et al. Is done. That should not be a proper objection, Your Honor, please. As to the number 2, I think the good counsel mentioned that it is not part, this witness is not part of the articles of impeachment. Your Honor, please, I have been practicing for quite some time. I don't see that.
Your Honor, may I allow to reply also?
Can I finish? It's not a ground. And in fact, Your Honor, please, to settle the matter, this witness is listed in the pretrial order. The issue is settled. The issue is passé. No ground for objection. Let me proceed, Your Honor.
Of course not, Your Honor. There were no rulings.
Counsel for respondent is recognized
Thank you,
for
Your
a
Honor.
final rebuttal on this issue before the chair will issue a ruling.
Your Honor, there were no rulings on the pretrial order on exclusion of witnesses. We have a current petition with the Supreme Court questioning the very actions of the prosecution to allow the presentation of evidence that were not attached to the Saballa or Cabrera impeachment complaints would allow the House of Representatives and the prosecution to circumvent the very procedural abuse condemned in Stonehill versus Jokno and allow the violation of the respondent's constitutional rights as held in Duterte in the House of, versus the House of Representatives. Your Honor, the prosecution says the Saballa complaints have lived their and they died their natural deaths. However, Your Honor, this precisely does not cure what the prosecution did. This does not cure the violation of the rights of my client.
If I may, Your Honor, please.
The chair will make its ruling. The motion to exclude by the counsel for respondent is hereby denied. Chair cites Enrile versus Sandigan Bayan, which states that the prosecutors may add or rely on evidence during pretrial, even if the evidence is not stated in the complaint or articles, because only a summary is required to be stated in the articles of impeachment, in this case, and or complaint, and not a complete list of the prosecution's evidence and or witnesses. The court in general will not shackle the prosecution by limiting it to the evidence mentioned in the information and or the articles, especially when it is mentioned in the pre-trial brief, not only order but brief, of the Counsel for Prosecutors. But in relation to this witness, even if you will do cross, you can register your continuing objection, Counsel for Respondent.
We are registering it, Your Honor, please.
So noted. Counsel for the prosecution may proceed.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. John Mark Calilong.
Your Honor, may I register my objections to the purposes?
Your Honor, please, I think the purposes must be specified. What are your objections?
Exactly,
On what
Your Honor.
grounds?
May I be
You
allowed?
may comment on the offer of the testimony of this witness for the record.
Your Honor, for the purpose number 3, this is a conclusion of fact and law. For the fourth purpose, it is also a conclusion of fact and law. And the 8th purpose, it is a conclusion of fact and law.
Mr. President.
Counsel for
Mr. President.
Respondent, before we... Yes,
No,
Senator Judge Cayetano.
Yeah.
Pia.
I would just like the defense, when you say item number 3, can you repeat what it is? Because I'm trying to follow exactly what your objection is. So either you say it or he repeats it so we can follow.
I was about to do that, actually.
Thank you.
Item number 3 in the offer of this witness is that the NBI agent being presented is part of its cybercrime unit that investigated this matter. That's what you're referring to as a conclusion of law, Counsel?
Sorry,
Perhaps number 4.
Number 4, Your Honor.
Yes, not number 3. So number 4 and what else?
Number 8, Your Honor.
Number 8 on other threats other than the video mentioned in the press briefing. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Correct, Your Honor.
Would that be all?
Yes, Your Honor.
We will
So
not
we
reply.
noted-
We will not reply to that, Your Honor, please.
Yes, please.
May I continue, Your Honor, please?
You may continue to
John
present
Mark.
your first witness, Counsel.
Thank you so much, Mr. Calilong. Reminder, nakikinig yung taong bayan, pakilakasan ng boses. Okay? Okay. Mr. Witness, maaari bang sabihin mo ano yung pangalan, edad, at other personal circumstances?
I am Senior Agent John Mark Calilong, a Filipino citizen, 31 years old, with office address at NBI PhilInvest Cyberzone Bay City, Macapagal Boulevard, Pasay City, sir.
And Mr. Witness, reminder, you may answer in Filipino or Tagalog or Filipino or English, okay?
Yes.
Mr. Witness, what is your occupation, if any?
Currently, nasa National Bureau of Investigation po ako. I'm an agent since 2021 and was recently assigned at Cyber Investigation and Assessment Center in April 2026.
Okay, you said that you have been an agent of the NBI since 2021, pero you were recently assigned to the Cybercrime Investigation and Assessment Center of the NBI. Now, ano ba yung position mo before you were assigned to the Cybercrime Investigation and Assessment Center, kung meron man?
In 2022, I was assigned at Digital Forensic Laboratory Division and in 2024 in Cybercrime Division, sir.
Okay, now, you said that you were assigned to the Digital Forensics Laboratory Division in 2022. Now, yung tanong, ano ba yung mga naging primary duties and functions mo bilang ahente ng division na yan?
In digital forensic, my primary duties is to identify, preserve, collect, analyze, and present digital evidence in court, sir.
Now, preliminary question, have you undergone any training as an agent of that Digital Forensics Laboratory Division?
Yes, sir.
Now, kung alam mo, ano ba yung naging trainings in that division?
I have undergone computer hacking forensic investigation training, mobile forensics, computer forensics, and photo and video authentication training, sir.
Okay, so the last part of your answer, Mr. Witness, you mentioned that you were trained, na sinasabi mo, into photo and video authentication. Now, specifically now, ano ba yung naging trainings in that regard? Photo and video authentication, kung meron man.
I was trained for 2 weeks intensive training in July 2022 by MaxCore Intervention, sir, in digital forensic.
Now, sabi mo, Ano nga ba yun? 2 weeks of intensive training. Yung tanong, Mr. Witness, specifically, what happened in that you said 2 weeks of intensive training?
I was trained to perform digital forensics examination, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, you tell the public, what is the objective, if any? What is the objective, if any, if you know, of that digital forensic examination that you said you were trained to do?
To present digital evidence, sir, admissible in court na ginawa ko na po multiple times.
Multiple times. You appeared in court multiple times. Specifically, how many times?
At least 30 times, sir.
And for how long have you been practicing digital forensic examination?
2 years, sir.
For 2 years. Now, let's go back, Mr. Witness. You mentioned that you were an agent of the NBI Cybercrime Division in 2024. Now, what were your primary duties and functions as an agent of that Cybercrime Division?
To investigate cases in violation to the cybercrime law, sir.
Cybercrime law. Now, Mr. Witness, you are testifying in this impeachment case proceeding trial against the Vice President, the respondent in this case. Do you know the respondent in this case?
Yes, sir.
And why do you know the respondent in this case?
Because she is the Vice President and my team conducted an investigation involving her, sir.
So aside from being the Vice President, your team, you said, investigated the Vice President. The question now is, what was this investigation, if you know?
It's an investigation on the statement uttered by the Vice President during an online press conference briefing dated November 23, 2024.
So, statements uttered by the Vice President in an online live stream press conference held on November 23, 2024. Now, yung tanong, ano ba yung naging participation mo, Mr. Witness, kung meron man?
I am the agent on case of the investigation, sir.
Now, sinabi mo ikaw yung agent on case. Now, you tell the court, you tell the public, ano ba yung pagiging ahente on the case? Ano bang ibig sabihin yan kung alam mo?
It means that I gathered evidence necessary for the investigation, sir.
Okay. You mentioned you gathered evidence. Now, you tell us, what do you mean kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, ano bang ibig sabihin when you quote, gathered evidence, unquote?
It means that I viewed, identified, preserved, collected, and authenticated digital evidence in the course of the investigation, sir.
Okay, now, you mentioned na you viewed, identified, preserved, collected, authenticated, sinasabi mo mga pieces of evidence that you found in the course of your investigation. Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, yung tanong is, ano ba yung mga ebidensya na nakalap ng inyong team?
One of the pieces of evidence that we gathered during our investigation is the video of the November 23, 2024 online press conference held by the Office of the Vice President, which was posted on the Facebook page of Harry Roque, sir.
Facebook page of whom?
Harry Roque, sir.
Harry Roque. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Witness, sinabi mo, you gathered. And then sinabi mo kanina, pag sinabing gathered evidence, sinabi mo, you viewed, identified, preserved, collected, and authenticated. Preserved, collected, and authenticated. You mentioned the term preserved, correct? Mr. Witness, yung tanong now is, ano ba ang ibig sabihin when you quote, preserved, unquote the evidence?
It means that I ensured that the evidence will be accessible at any time, sir.
Okay, now, let's go to this video you mentioned. The video of sinasabi mo yung isang online media briefing ng Vice President noong November 23, 2024. Ano ba yung mga hakbang, kung meron man, na ginawa nyo to preserve that video?
The NBI Cybercrime Division, through me, initiated a preservation request po kay Meta
Okay, you initiated a preservation request to Meta. Now, sinabi mo kanina na live stream yung subject video sa isang Facebook page ng isang Harry Roque, di ba? Now, yung tanong, why is it that your request was made to Meta?
Si Meta po kasi yung parent company po ng Facebook. At under po ng Meta si Facebook, si Instagram, tsaka si WhatsApp. All requests on that platform will go to Meta po.
Alright, now, Mr. Witness, what proof, if any, do you have that you initiated a preservation request to Meta in order to preserve the subject video?
I have a screenshot of the preservation request, a screenshot of the web page wherein I made the preservation request, sir.
Who took the screenshot?
I did, sir, and I used my laptop.
Anong ginawa mo sa screenshot kung meron man pagkatapos dyan?
I first saved po yung electronic copy sa laptop ko, then printed it.
Where is this print out of the screenshot now?
Sinubmit ko po sa Committee on Justice of House of Representatives.
Your Honor, with the court's indulgence, may I move that this representation be assisted by a co-counsel for the sole reason of facilitating the presentation of the documents to the witness, Your Honor, please. For that reason alone.
Sa Tagalog siya mag-aabot?
Yes, Your Honor. Siya po yung mag-aabot ng mga dokumento na amin pong ipapakita for the witness to identify po.
Counsel may proceed.
Thank you so much. Assisted by Attorney Stephen Magallon. Now, if this printout is shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, we invite the defense to also peruse the document.
Your Honor, may I request that one of our counsels be allowed to peruse the document?
Yes, one of the
Thank you.
counsels for respondent may look at the document being presented to the witness.
May I continue, Your Honor, please? Thank you. Now, I'm showing you. Defense, can we give the document to the witness, please? Your Honor, the document must be presented to the witness.
Your Honor,
Give them some time to look at it, but is this one of the documents pre-marked?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
For the record, can you state the pre-marking of this document just so that we can catch up?
Much obliged, Your Honor, please. That would be P dash Roman numeral 4 dash 7 for the prosecution, Your Honor, please.
Noted.
Your Honor, may I manifest for the record that this is not a certified true copy?
Oh.
Noted.
Your Honor, can I respond to that, Your Honor, please? This is an electronic copy. The rules on electronic evidence says a printed version of an electronic copy is an original. Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the prosecutor, counsel for respondent did not object. He just simply made an observation regarding the document. So you may proceed as soon as the document is returned to the witness.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, please. What relation? Mr. Witness, are we ready? What relation, if any, does this document have with the printout of the screenshot that you mentioned?
This is the copy of the printout that was submitted to the Committee on Justice, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, please, may I proceed with the next question, please? Question, Mr. Witness, how faithful, if at all, is this printout from the actual screenshots?
The printout accurately reflects the screenshot, sir.
And how do you know now that this printout accurately reflects the screenshot?
I compared the printout with the screenshot and with the web page of my preservation and found that the contents are identical, sir.
Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Witness, ano ba ang nangyari kung meron man? At kung alam mo, after you made excuse me. After you made the preservation to request to Meta in relation to the investigation you did on the Vice President?
Meta acknowledged our preservation request, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, please, the exhibits as they come, as they are identified by the witness, are also simultaneously being presented on the screen, Your Honor, please. Okay. You said that Meta acknowledged the preservation request, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, yung tanong ay ano bang pruweba mo? Kung meron man, that's in fact, Meta acknowledged the request.
I have a screenshot of the acknowledgement of Meta, email acknowledgement.
Now, who took the screenshot?
I did, sir, and I used my laptop.
What did you do with the screenshot kung meron man?
Sinave ko muna po yung electronic copy ng screenshot sa laptop ko and printed it.
Where is this printout of the screenshot?
Sinubmit ko po sa Committee on Justice of House of Representatives.
Now, kung yung printout ng screenshot ipapakita sa'yo, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are now in the process of showing you yung isang printout ng isang screenshots ng isang tugon o reply ng Meta, Your Honor, that is previously marked as Exhibit P Roman numeral 4-8 for the prosecution.
Your Honor, may I have time to peruse?
Kindly show the document to one of the counsels for the respondent.
Your Honor, we note that the Exhibit P-I-IU-8 is not an original or certified true copy, and we object to the introduction of this and the identification of this.
What does counsel for the prosecution say?
Again, I reiterate, if it is a printout of an electronic document, the rules are clear, that is an original, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if you look at it, there's on the bottom left-hand portion, there is a mark, certified true copy. This certified true copy would not have appeared in any correspondence with no reply at records.facebook.com. So it is not a printout. It's not an original. Would not reflect what accurately was printed out or appeared on the screen.
2
What
points.
does counsel for the prosecutor say?
2 points, Your Honor, please. Settled now, 2019, assuming that the counsel is correct. Photocopy now is considered as an original, Your Honor, please. And number 2, Your Honor, please. With all due respect, presentation of evidence, objection to the admissibility of object and documentary evidence happens when the documents are formally offered in evidence. We are just in the process, Your Honor, please, of presenting this evidence. So therefore, the defense may object thereto when we formally offer the exhibit, Your Honor, please, and that's not happening yet.
Your Honor,
As a last point, counsel for respondent,
Thank you, Your
before the
Honor.
chair makes a ruling.
Your Honor, true that photocopies are now considered originals. However, the photocopy must be an accurate and exact reproduction of that original or that printout. This, Your Honor, may I read it for the record? In the bottom left-hand copy, it says certified true copy, NBI-cybercrime, signed Safira T, date 4/10/26. Is counsel for the prosecution telling us now that this marking came from Meta, the email of Meta, of Facebook?
Again,
Kindly respond, counsel, before the chair makes a ruling. I'm interested to hear your response as well.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat the question, please?
It was rhetorical, Your Honor. He need not answer.
He was basically questioning the fact that if it indeed came from Meta and is a computer printout, why the need for someone to certify it as a true copy?
I do recall, Your Honor, please, that was submitted to the Committee on Justice. Along the way, there was a need to certify that, Your Honor, please. But be that as it may, certification of a printout of an electronic document is not even necessary, Your Honor, please.
The objection of the counsel for respondent is overruled. With the counsel may proceed.
Thank you so much,
He
Your Honor.
may
Please.
raise his objection at the proper time when formal offer is made of documentary evidence, and any correction may be made thereafter, or rather before that, by the counsel for the prosecutors.
All right.
Please proceed.
Thank you so much. Mr. Witness, you mentioned that Meta, you said, acknowledged the preservation requests. Sorry, Your Honor, please. I recall the last question. I have to proceed to presentation of the documents. Now, Mr. Witness, if this printout of the screenshot of Meta's reply is shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, what relation, if any, does that document have with the printout that you mentioned earlier?
This is the printout that I submitted, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, Your Honor, please, again, as previously manifested, the documents identified by the witness has been previously marked as Exhibit P-4-8 for the prosecution. Okay, how faithful, if at all, is this printout from the actual screenshot?
The printout accurately reflects the screenshot, sir.
And how do you know that this printout accurately reflects the screenshot?
I compared the screenshot with the printout and the email confirmation of Meta and found that the contents are identical, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Witness, you mentioned that Meta quotes acknowledged, unquote, the preservation requests. Now, based on your experience, and if you know, ano ba ang ibig sabihin kung yung Meta nag-a-acknowledge ng isang preservation requests?
Objection, Your Honor. He would be incompetent to say that.
Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the prosecution, what do you say?
Your Honor, please. This is an NBI agent that has been practicing digital forensics for 2 years, appearing in court for 30 times, and underwent training for 2 weeks. No other person in this room is more competent to answer the question than this witness. Let the witness answer.
Nevertheless, Your Honor, he's incompetent. He is not from Meta. He doesn't know Meta procedures. The mere fact that he's an NBA agent doesn't make him competent.
Can I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
Overruled. Chair will allow it. If the witness knows, he may reply. If he does not know, he should so admit also. Witness may answer.
It means that Meta have taken necessary action to preserve the evidence, sir, and assign a case number on it.
So took reasonable steps to preserve and assigned a case number. Now, yung question now is, after receiving this acknowledgement from Meta, ano ba yung ginawa mo kung meron man, in relation to the investigation you conducted on the statements of the Vice President?
I further preserve the video and authenticate the same, sir.
All right, so you said
With the permission of the counsel for the prosecutors, Mr. Witness, what do you mean by Meta assigned a case number to it? What does that exactly mean?
It means that yun po, they have taken reasonable action. Yung case number po is for monitoring namin kasi multiple multiple requests po from different investigation. Yung case number na yun for specific request po.
So pag may request kayo sa Metang i-preserve ang isang digital footprint o data, lalagyan nila ng case number?
Yes po.
Lahat ngayon na magre-request na i-preserve yon, ilalagay sa ilalim ng case number na yan yung mga request?
Hindi po. Per request po yung case number.
So each request will have a separate case number from Meta?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the case number for this one would be what?
916154, Your Honor.
Saan po nakasulat yon?
Your case number is 91, nasa upper part po, Your Honor. 91.
Ayun, 911654?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Witness, you said that you proceeded to further preserve and authenticate the subject video. Now, let's go to that proceeded to further evidence. What does it entail, if any, and if you know?
It means that I further preserve it using a screen recording, open source broadcast software studio, OBS. I screen record what appears on my screen, the video, the online live stream November 23, 2024, from beginning to end, including its URL.
Okay, now, What about authenticating the video? Ano bang ibig sabihin yan kung alam mo?
After screen recording, there's an output video. I compared the output video with the November 23, 2024 video and ensured that the contents are identical. After ensuring that the contents are identical, I now generated a hash value calculation on the video to ensure that the video won't be tampered until presented in court, sir.
Mr. Witness, ano ba yung pruweba mo kung meron man that you authenticated the subject video?
I have executed an affidavit of authentication of digital evidence dated January 30, 2025, sir.
Okay now, kung yung affidavit of authentication of digital evidence dated January 30, 2025, ipapakita sa iyo, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the process or the prosecution is in the process of confronting the witness with a document that is previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-9 and series, constituting of 29 pages, including the attachments. Your Honor, please, the defense is invited to peruse the documents. Okay.
Firma. Hindi yan naka. Your Honor, we object to the introduction of this affidavit of authentication. This is not an original copy of his affidavit. This is not electronic evidence. And if you look at the affidavit, even the appendages, which supposedly consist of USBs and CD, there's no USB, there's no CD, and even the signatures are not wet signatures, Your Honor.
What is counsel for the
Your Honor,
prosecution
please,
say?
we will not comment to that, subject to the proper response to that when the time comes in the formal offer of exhibit, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor,
The objection of the counsel for respondent is noted as to the admissibility of the offered document. However, as correctly pointed out by counsel for the prosecution, the proper time to object to the same and for the court to rule on it would be during formal offer, once the prosecution has already rested its case. So ordered.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, please. Mr. Witness, what relation, if any, does that document have with the affidavit that you mentioned?
Your Honor, may I just make a quick manifestation?
Counsel for the respondent. Yes, you may, sir. Please
Your
proceed.
Honor, during pretrial, the parties got together and agreed that originals of the documents that were to be marked will be presented during trial. We agreed to expedite the proceedings. And now, what is happening is photocopies of documents that we want to peruse and see are being presented. So we object to this, Your Honor.
If I may, can I reply? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
The
Your Honor, please.
manifestation of the counsel for respondent is duly noted.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Please proceed, counsel, for the prosecution.
On page 3 of the affidavit of authentication of digital evidence, may makikita dyan yung isang pirma sa ibabaw ng pangalang John Mark Calilong. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yung tanong now is, whose signature is that, if you know?
This is my signature, sir.
Your Honor, at this juncture, Your Honor, please, despite the prosecution's understanding that a photocopy is now the original, is now considered as an original, but to address the concerns of the defense, Your Honor, please, I move that we be allowed to present the original of the documents that was confronted, that the witness was confronted with. Sorry, it's a certified true copy of the affidavit of authentication, Your Honor, please.
Counsel may proceed.
Okay. Now, you mentioned, so I will go back. Now, Mr.
Without prejudice to the counsel for respondent viewing the same
Yes.
with respect to its certification.
Affidavit of authentication of digital evidence dated January 30, 2025. Now, so it's a certified true copy, correct? Now, we are confronting you now with a certified true copy of the same document. After perusing the same, you have to tell us what relation, if any, do the documents before you have with the documents, affidavit of authentication of digital evidence that you mentioned.
Your Honor.
Yes, counsel for respondent.
We'll finish perusing, Your Honor. $91 na yun.
Let's confront them with the sequence. Let's confront the sequence. Let's confront them with the
Sorry, not found.
Yeah, yeah, I will. That's it. Yes, yes. Oh. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I know. Stephen, can I ask somebody else? Say, can you help? Can you also help? Huh? Yeah.
Your Honor, for...
Yes, counsel for the respondent.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may proceed, sir, for your comments.
Sir, for Your Honor, for P-I, P-4-9H. Your Honor, there is a CD in the original. Oh. 9-4, Ben. 9-4.
No. Careful.
9-4. Just look at the original.
Counsel, what are you referring to again? P dash? P-4-9 what?
Ano siya?
Ito. Before that. Before that. Yeah. Oh,
P
before
dash-
that. No, before that. Attorney, may natanggal lang yung ano nyo. Is this the same ano? Sequence. Sige, punta ka sa C muna. Hanapin mo yung C. C. Dito. Hindi, ito bro. Okay, next page.
Iyan.
Hindi. Okay, next page. Next page. Okay, next page. Okay, next page. Yeah, so spot the difference.
Your Honor, for P-4-9H, in the original, there's a marking, November 23. And in the photocopy, it is only a photocopy of the CD, Your Honor. So there's a difference.
Noted.
You can reply to that, Your Honor, please.
Counsel, let's get all of his comments first.
The page after is already a USB.
Your Honor, the page after in the original is a USB, which is Annex E-1
However,
with markings October 18, 2024 video, CL.
PPS. It's not the same
So
document.
it is not the same document. It's not faithful reproduction of anything, Your Honor.
The photocopy is not a faithful reproduction of the certified true copy. That's what you're stating.
Yes, Your Honor.
What does the counsel for the prosecution say?
Your Honor, counter manifestation that the documents that the defense are perusing have been identified by the very person who authenticated and who executed that exhibit. So, Your Honor, please, we move that the comments of the defense be noted, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, that's irrelevant. What we're saying is that this is not the copy mark. It is not the same as the original, which he says it's the same thing which is identified. What he's saying is off tangent. What he identified earlier, which is the marked copy, which is the copy marked during pretrial, is not the same document as they are passing on as an original. Your Honor, this is the
Counsel
issue
for
here.
respondent, that is a proper subject matter too for your cross to point, if at all, the distinction and difference between the two copies, which counsel for the prosecution can use as a subject matter for his redirect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Because you can confront the witness with respect to the certified true copy that is different from what he identified earlier, impugning,
Your
if at all, his credibility as a witness in this case.
Thank you so much, Your
So
Honor,
we
please.
note the comments and observations of the counsel for the respondent. I got lost. So it's being reviewed and has not yet been given to the witness, right?
Your Honor, may I just register our continuing objection?
So noted and so registered.
Thank you so much. Can we proceed?
Before we proceed, the presiding officer was not there during pre-trial. As manifested by the counsel for respondent, was there indeed such an agreement that the originals will be presented during the trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
By both parties. Can the counsel for the prosecutors also confirm that?
Your Honor, please, we do not confirm. I conferred with my team, the team who actually participated in the marking for Article 4. Your Honor, please. Be that as it may, Your Honor, please, we would like to put into record certain realities of the law. A photocopy is now considered as an original. 2019 amendments in the Rules and Evidence. Number 2, Your Honor, please. This is the person who authenticated the documents. So there's no other person who is competent to testify as to the veracity of those documents other than the witness.
Your Honor,
please.
that's only a
So you do not
conclusion, Your Honor.
confirm?
No,
You
Your
do
Honor,
not
please.
confirm such an agreement during pre-trial?
We do not confirm that, Your Honor, please.
So, Chair would like to advise the parties. The court understands the exceptions to the original document rule and will so implement the rules in that regard. However, if it does not fall under the original document rule exceptions, then to save on the court's time, the party presenting the document should present the original during trial to omit what we are seeing now. Perhaps in the next time you present a witness, counsel
Yes,
for the
Your Honor, please.
prosecutors and counsel for respondents.
We will, Your Honor.
We appreciate that, Your Honor, please. We understand that would be for the next presentation.
For the next one. Please
Thank
proceed.
you so much. Are we done now? We move, Your Honor, please, that
Your Honor, may
sorry.
I request that he not also address me directly?
So ordered, so instructed. Kindly address all of your queries and statements to the presiding officer and use the third person when referring to your fellow counsel for the other party.
Much obliged, Your Honor, please. We move, Your Honor, please, that the marking in the affidavit of authentication of digital evidence that was previously identified by the witness, a photocopy, the markings of the same be transposed, Your Honor, please, to the documents that this witness is being confronted with at present, Your Honor, please.
We object to this, Your Honor. This is precisely our earlier objection. They're marking a new document. That's why they're asking that it be marked again, which defeats the very purpose of our pretrial.
If I may
the
reply, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor,
Can I continue?
Kindly
I wasn't
allow the
done.
counsel for the prosecution to speak.
So the hearing will proceed, Your Honor, please. I will withdraw that motion. We will stand by the presentation, the photocopy allowed by the rules and identified by the witness who actually executed the affidavit. May proceed, Your Honor, please.
I hope this satisfies counsel for respondent. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Kita din na isang pirma, okay, sa ibabaw ng pangalang Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok. Now, kaninong pirma ito kung alam mo?
Pirma po ni Atty. Lotok.
Now, how do you know that it is the signature of Attorney Lotok?
Nakita ko pong pinirmahan niya yung document. At may mga document po ko na nakita at enacted upon na bearing his signature, kaya familiar po ako.
Thank you so much. Your Honor, please, we proceed. Mr. Witness, now, what action did you perform, if any, after you authenticated the subject video in relation to the investigation you conducted on the statements of the Vice Presidents?
I first saved the video on my laptop and saved a copy of the video on a DVD and a flash drive.
Okay, now, you mentioned that you saved a copy in a flash drive. Mr. Witness, kung yung flash drive ipapakita sa iyo, will you be able to identify the same?
Objection,
Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor. We object.
What is the objection of the counsel for
The
respondent?
document identified by the by the witness was the photocopy, and the appended there's no flash drive, CD, or anything appended upon that. So there's nothing no foundation for this question.
I have to reply to that, Your Honor, please. This is
And reply, counsel for the prosecution.
This is a non-issue. I asked the witness, what did he do after saving the video? And he said he saved it in a flash drive without referring to any document attached to the affidavit of authentication. Basis is laid, Your Honor, please. This is a non-issue. We may proceed, Your Honor, please.
Your
Besides,
Honor,
counsel,
may I
counsel
respond?
for the respondent. This is not a surprise. This was flash drives. Several flash drives were pre-marked during the pre-trial.
Your Honor, may I reply first before?
I believe 7 on the part of the prosecution and several on the part of the respondent too. But you may proceed, sir.
Your Honor, that is not my objection. My objection is the very basis upon which the witness introduced this flash drive was the affidavit. The affidavit. And there was no affidavit upon the, there was no attachment upon the affidavit which they introduced. So the very questions that he has do not have any foundation.
No.
Counsel for the prosecution,
Your
before
Honor,
the court,
please.
the presiding officer makes a ruling.
Ako yung magiging parang sirang I just said that this witness said that he saved a copy of that video in a flash drive. So the logical question now is to ask him if this flash drive is presented to him, is he able to explain and or identify the same? I don't see any proper basis for an objection to that, Your Honor, please.
Presiding officer will make a ruling. Objection is overruled. The prosecution, counsel for the prosecution, is trying to comply with the requirements enunciated by the Supreme Court insofar as such pieces of evidence is concerned. Number 1, establishing its origin. Number 2, to trace the chain of custody insofar as the transfer to a storage device is concerned. And finally, how it reached this court. So the objection is overruled.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, please. Now, Mr. Witness, Attorney Bagalion, please confront the witness with the flash drive. Mr. Witness, I'm now showing a flash drive that is previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-10A, containing the subject video that is previously marked as Exhibit P-4-10 for the prosecution. Question: what relation, if any, does this flash drive have with the one you mentioned?
P-1, no? May I know if this was appended upon any
Counsel
document?
for respondent is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I know if this was appended upon any document?
Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the prosecution will please reply.
Your Honor, please.
The answer is no, I presume.
No.
The basis, if at all, counsel for the respondent is the testimony of the witness. When asked, again, to establish not only the origin, but also how he transferred it to a storage device, and if at all, how it reached this court. So, chair replies, and if that is an objection, overrules the same. Witness may answer.
Permission to unseal the flash drive.
You may do so, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the witness manifestation is now in the process of unsealing the object evidence.
Sir,
Witness will please answer.
this is the flash drive where I saved the recording, sir.
Now, Your Honor, please, at this juncture, we are about to confront the witness with the video contained in the flash drive.
Your Honor.
And,
Kindly let the counsel for the prosecution finish.
Yes, Your Honor.
thank you so much. And in the interest of time, Your Honor, please, we move that we allow Attorney Bagalion to transport himself to the technical booth to facilitate, Your Honor, please, the playing of the video when the time comes.
Counsel for respondent.
Your Honor, may we know how long the video is?
We will arrive to that, Your Honor, please.
No, I'm also curious. How long
All right,
is
now.
this for us to know? How long is this particular video? Namely, Exhibit P, Roman numeral number 4, 10A.
Your
How
Honor,
many
please.
minutes or seconds would this be?
Exactly, the video is 2 hours and 26 minutes and 10 seconds. But wait, Your Honor, please. We will aid the court in this regard. We will not be showing the entire 2-hour video, Your Honor, please. We will be presenting the relevant portions of the video, Your Honor, please, sanctioned by the rules and subject to the defense doing whatever they want with the remainder of the video, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor,
So, what will you play exactly, counsel?
Your
How
Honor,
many
please.
minutes or seconds?
We counted, it's 2 minutes and exactly 18 seconds, Your Honor, please. 2 minutes and 18 seconds of a 2-hour, 26-minute and 10-second video, Your Honor, please.
Your
What does
Honor,
counsel for respondent say?
we object. Based on Your Honor, based on the rules, part of a video documentary must be presented, Your Honor.
Come again?
I'm sorry, counsel?
Yeah.
Hold on, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, counsel? I did not get what you
Hold
said.
on, Your Honor. Your Honor, under Rule 132, when part of a transaction, writing, or record given in evidence, the remainder must be shown. When part of an act, declaration, conversation, writing, or record is given in evidence by one party, the whole of the same subject may be inquired into. And when a detached act, declaration, conversation, writing, or record is given in evidence, any other act, declaration, conversation, or record necessary to its understanding must be given into evidence. Your Honor, we request that the entire video be played.
Your Honor, can I respond to that, Your Honor, please? Can I respond to that?
What does the counsel for the prosecution say before the chair makes a ruling?
Your Honor, please, we don't want to put the defense on the spot, but that is a misreading of the rules. Your Honor, please, counsel cited Rule 132, Section 17. With all respect to the defense, that doesn't serve your interest. It serves the interest of the prosecution. May I explain? Reason. If we read Section 17 of Rule 132, it says, when part of transaction, writing, or record given in evidence, the remainder is admissible. When parts of an act, declaration, conversation, writing, or record, when part is given by one party, and in this case, that is the prosecution, the whole of the same may be inquired into by the other side. Meaning, it's simple. This rule, Section 17, Rule 132, allows exactly the prosecution to present a 2-minute portion of a 2-hour video subject to the defense, the presentation of the remainder of the same. Be that as it may, Your Honor, please, the rules are clear. Number 2, we invoke, Your Honor, please, the ruling that it is for the prosecution to decide what to present, when to present, how to present, and whether to present at all. Be that as it may, Your Honor, please, the defense will not be prejudiced exactly because when the time comes for the defense to present their evidence, they can present the remainder of that 2-hour video. What we are saying, Your Honor, please, for the interest of time, for the prosecution's presentation of evidence, we deem that's only a 2-minute portion of that 2-hour video is relevant at this point in time, Your Honor, please. We move for a ruling.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
As the last response,
Your Honor,
counsel for the respondent.
the prosecution cannot be allowed to present a truncated part of a whole 2-hour, 26-minute video. That will not provide the context necessary for the understanding of what occurred during that night on November 23, and also not allow the proper identification by this witness.
Your Honor, sorry, I will not even reply to that, Your Honor, please.
Chair would like to ask, who did the edit? From the, how many hours? 2 hours?
No. Your Honor, please, if I make
From
an
the
reply to that.
total, who did the edit? Was the witness the one who did the edit? Or was it already the prosecution?
Your Honor, there's no editing done.
No,
There's
meaning
no editing done.
Who got that shorter portion?
No, Your Honor, please. what we are presenting are portions of the entire 2-hour video. And this witness, I think, will be able to identify the specific timestamps of that preserved, not edited portion. If I may repeat, Your Honor, please, we are not presenting any edited portions, but only snippets, portions of the 2-hour video. And this witness, I suppose, will be able to identify which specific portions that he would like the court to view at this point.
So when it is shown, the witness will testify and attest to the portion of the entire video that it was found insofar as the timestamp is concerned.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
But as evidence at the proper time, you will be offering this entire
Yes.
2-hour or so video.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
And simply highlighting
Yes.
the 2 or so minutes. Would that be correct?
That's a very keen observation. Agree 100%, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, the prosecution cannot be allowed to do this because the entire video will show the context on which the utterances were made.
That is a matter for the counsel for respondent to do and present during their time, because I believe the counsel for respondent also identified and marked, if I'm not mistaken, the same video for over 2.5 hours. It can do so during its time to present its evidence in chief. The objection is overruled. Counsel is instructed to go to the booth accompanied by a counsel from the respondent in order to make sure that indeed the USB identified by the witness is the same USB that will be played in the tech booth of the Senate.
Okay. While they're doing that, may I propound the next question, Your Honor, please?
Yes, counsel,
Now,
you may proceed.
Mr. Witness, John Mark, listen. Now, you mentioned kanina that you authenticated the subject video by recording the same through sinasabi mong open broadcaster software OBS, and then you compared the contents of the recording and the subject video. That's one. And you also said that you investigated certain statements made by the Vice Presidents on November 23, 2024. Yung tanong, no? What particular statements of the Vice President did the NBI deem proper to investigate?
The statement of the Vice President where she uttered that she already talked to someone to kill the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House if something's happened to her.
Okay, now, the next question now, Mr. Witness, is in what particular portion of the subject video, did the respondent utter that she already contracted a person to kill?
Objection, Your Honor.
Oh, wait.
Allow the counsel to finish his
I'm not
question.
yet done. Relax. To kill the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House.
Objection, Your Honor.
What?
What is the objection of counsel for respondent?
Your Honor, no basis for the question, Your Honor.
Wow.
Overruled. Witness may answer.
May I refer, sir, to my notes to identify the specific timestamp, sir?
Okay,
The
so
witness may do so if it is available to him. You may refer to your notes. While he's doing that, while the witness
Honor,
is
may
doing that, Senator Judge Alan Cayetano is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Your Honor, may
presiding
I
order-
question what notes he is referring to?
Counsel for respondent, the
Apologies, Your Honor.
presiding officer recognized Senator Judge Alan Cayetano. You may proceed, sir.
Just some thoughts, presiding officer. This is not yet an appeal from your ruling and maybe a question to the counsel of the defense. Just to refresh our memory, Rule 132, Section 17, when part of a transaction, writing, or record given in evidence, the remainder admissible. When part of our act, declaration, conversation, writing, or record is given in evidence by one party, the whole of the same subject may be inquired into by the other. And when a detached act, declaration, conversation, writing, or record is given in evidence, any act, declaration, conversation, writing or record necessary to its understanding may also be given in evidence. So I'm not appealing yet. I see the logic of the ruling of the presiding officer. Ito lang po ang tanong ko. Is the defense going to ask later on for the showing of the whole video? Because if they are, why don't we just watch the whole of it? Because we're going to have to assess the context. If it was really a threat, what did she say before or after? And I don't really want to go home today believing one thing based on a 2-minute clip and then come back next week to watch the 2-hour clip. I think most of us saw parts of the clip. Of course, I don't also feel like watching the 2-hour, I don't even watch 2.5-hour movies, much less this. But I'm just putting this at the feet of the presiding officer and my colleagues na kung gagawin din naman natin eventually yung 2.5 hours, mas gusto ba natin putulin muna ngayon at may iniisip tayo and then later on the 2 hours? Or can the two parties agree of the 2.5 hours, which one yung may context? So I'm not criticizing the prosecution's motion. I see what you mean. May I ask that one question to the defense, if they're going to ask, presiding officer? Precisely.
For the presiding officer, we cannot dictate nor predict what either counsel for the prosecution or respondent will do during the presentation of their evidence in chief. Even if they say yes to us now,
yes,
actually they have every right to change their mind and
yes, I agree, Your Honor,
not do so anymore.
But if they do answer now that they want it shown, may we consider, I mean, if I'm the only one who wants to see it as a whole, then I will submit to everyone else. But if everyone else is saying we will eventually watch the whole of it, we might as well get it over and see the context of the whole video. Unless the two parties can agree that they only want to look at 30 minutes or 1 hour. I don't know what context they're talking about. I'm just trying to expedite
Both parties, Senator Judge Alan Cayetano, marked the same video.
Yes. May I ask
which is over 2 hours.
May I just ask the defense, do they plan to ask us to watch the whole?
Counsel for defense will please reply to the question of
Yes, Your
Senator Judge Cayetano.
First, Your Honor, precisely why we're asking to watch the video is because we don't know what the contents of that video is. We don't know if it's any different or the same with our video. And to answer the question of the Honorable Senator, yes, we will be asking the entire 2-hour, 26-minute video to be presented and watched later on during our cross.
So on that point, Mr. President and presiding officer, hindi naman nakalagay sa Section 17 when. And usually, at least for myself, if I have to watch 30 minutes and then may emphasize na 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 1 minute, pinapanood mo na yung buo and then saka papanoorin yung maikli na ine-emphasize para walang prejudgment. Kasi pag nauna yung portions na maliliit and then saka mo lang sasabihin later on, eto pala context nito. Medyo umiiba. But again, no, I'm only one of the 24, so I leave it to my colleagues. If we're going to have to watch it anyway, may I ask the presiding officer what the pleasure is? But since the rule doesn't say, personally, I'd rather watch the whole thing and get it over with, then allow the prosecution to pick out the portions that quickly say, that goes into the center of the controversy or what they want to prove.
Without disagreeing with Senator Judge Cayetano, for the presiding officer, it's just that I don't think the court should impose or dictate upon either party how they will present their evidence in chief. Although it would save the court some time if they, but we can also waste a lot of time arguing about this instead of watching the 2-minute video.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I'm not saying we dictate because there was an objection. You ruled. You can change your ruling or we can appeal. But I'm saying I'm just one. So if everyone agrees na portion muna, I will submit to that. But if everyone else thinks na panoorin na yung buo, then baka we can, I can appeal your ruling without voting. So I'm just bringing up this issue for expediency, but I leave it up to what everyone else thinks about it.
You know, Your Honor, if I may, We also move for the reconsideration of the earlier ruling of the Honorable Court.
Council cannot move for the consideration of the ruling of the chair. Only a senator judge
Your Honor,
can do
may
so.
we
Council.
manifest that we intend to present the whole during cross-examination, Your Honor.
Presiding officer declares a brief recess.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. So, can I go?
May I invite the counsel for the parties to kindly situate themselves in their respective tables, as well as the senator judges, as we will resume in a minute. During the break, the presiding officer had a discussion with the senator judges, including Senator Cayetano. The presiding officer would therefore like to make of record the following. Number one, should the counsel for the respondent rather, decide, as it has manifested, to present the entire video, this court shall allow it during the time for the respondent to present its evidence in chief. We will not interfere with how each party or either party presents their case, with a caveat that a portion of an entire video being presented is not only to save on time, but also to be able to support the allegations from the point of view of the prosecution insofar as their articles of impeachment is concerned. No need to say that the counsel for the respondent will also present the evidence that they deem best that will prove the innocence of the respondent in this case. Senator Judge Cayetano? The mic, please, of Senator Judge Cayetano.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I submit and I think there's a consensus. May I ask just one question about authentication?
You may
I just want to
proceed,
be
sir.
clarified with my indulgence to the prosecution and defense. Just to the witness, please correct me kasi hindi ako techie talaga dyan. So sabi mo, pag ino-authenticate mo, you get the video tapos may hash.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you get the hash tapos you download the video. Tama po ba?
No, Your Honor. The video was screen recorded, Your Honor.
Okay, so screen recorded, then yung hash na nakuha mo.
Yung hash value po is kinalculate from the recorded po.
Okay, then you have to compare that with the original one, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the original one, yung hash niyan, nasa Facebook. Tama ba?
Yung hash po, hindi po kinalculate yung hash from the Facebook. Kasi ang purpose po ng hash value is to calculate po yung value ng mismong video na ni-record ko. Dahil hindi po siya yung for authentication purpose, but for the integrity of the video that I screen recorded na if matampered siya during the time na sinubmit siya until presented in court, makikita po na iba po yung hash value.
So is there a possibility na iba yung hash ng Facebook for the same video sa hash nung sayo?
Magkaiba po talaga yun.
Magkaiba. But how do you know it's, when you authenticated, how do you know it's the same video?
I manually compared, Your Honor.
Manually compared?
Yes, Your Honor.
But we don't know that unless we also manually compare.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Thank you. I just want to clarify that and think about it more.
Noted and entered into the records. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Villanueva?
Mr. Presiding Officer, in relation to what Senator Judge Alan Cayetano mentioned, may I just be allowed to ask a clarificatory question in relation to that particular matter?
Senator Judge Villanueva may do so. He has 2 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, I was listening attentively earlier and you made mention that the live stream video was recorded using Open Broadcaster Software or OBS. Just for the benefit of the court, could you briefly explain what OBS is and how it was used in the course of your investigation?
It's open source na software na pwede pong i-access ng kahit sino.
So it's generally available to the
Yes
public.
po. And ang purpose po niya is may two functions siya, is live stream and screen recording po.
And stream recording.
Screen recording, Your Honor.
Could you explain the capabilities nitong OBS as well as any considerations that investigators take into account pag ginagamit po itong recordings generated through this particular software as part of your investigation?
Yung OBS po, capable po siya i-screen record kung ano po yung nakikita sa screen. After po nun, makakapag-generate po siya ng output. Yung output po na yun, yung minamanually compared ko with the live stream video, Your Honor.
To authenticate?
Yes po.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Real-time updates. This is your news. This is now.
Okay, so mga kaibigan, sa oras na alas 11:45 po ng gabi or alas 11, alas 10:50, sorry. Medyo malabo na mata. Sa oras na alas 10:50 po, yan po ang part 1 ng pangalawang araw ng pagdinig sa impeachment trial laban kay VP Sara Duterte, na kung saan napanood natin, nakita natin yung pagpepresenta ng mga ebidensya ng mga panel of prosecutors, mga taga-usig, at gawin din nagkakaroon na ng bating sa pagitan ng mga defense panel, no, dyan sa Senado. At syempre, nandiyan pa rin yung mga senator judge na nagtatanong, nagkakaroon ng clarification, no, doon tungkol sa mga ipinipresentang mga ebidensya. So, yun mga kaibigan, mga ka-GSAP, mga katropa, mga kakuya, ate, at tunghayan pa natin, no, yung sa mga susunod na itutunghay natin hinggil po rito para malaman natin, no, kung talagang magiging guilty ba or not, no, ang ating Vice Presidente sa kanilang pinasinusulong na impeachment. Bueno, bago tayo magtapos, maraming salamat muna dito sa ating mga sumabaybay, no, kina Utol Tata Jerry Diaz ng QC, kay Christopher Mediado, no, kasama natin sa CLR 45, at kay Kuya Ray de la Ria ng grupong pensionados dyan sa Tugatog, Malamon, at si Kuya Julius Miguel Saludes ng GSAP dyan sa Hong Kong. Maraming salamat, Kuya Julius Miguel Saludes. At gayon din kay Marilyn Lagura ng lokal ng Pangulo dyan sa Malamon, at siyempre kay Brixman Saikir ng Bacolod at Cebu, no, kay Ricky Boy. Muli sa ngalan po ni Mr. J at sa mga sumabaybay ay ako pasamantala po magpapaalam muna, at muli po tayo magbabalik bukas para doon sa part 2, no, ng ating sinasagawang pagdinig, no, ang ating mga itungtunghay diyan pa rin sa impeachment trial ng pangalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Muli, ako po inyong lingkod, Rosel Lopez, na nagsasabi magandang gabi Pilipinas, payapang magdamag. Magandang gabi po.
Mr. Clyde Teves, the person named in the search warrant, was not around during the implementation of the search.
Talakayan. Representative. Opinion. Palawakin. Aksyonan. Asam. Sinusunod dito na sa New Millennial 9 TV.
Ikaw ba'y nag-iisa? Malulungkot? Dahil iniwan at ipinagpalit? Niyoko? Nanging minamahal? Kung ngayon, i-type sa iyong mga cellphone, Facebook o YouTube man ang Millennial Online TV. Dahil nasa Millennial Online TV na ang online realista ng bagong milenyo, si Radio Villanos. Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalang lokal kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sigalot ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling halal na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dama Barangay sa Millennial Online TV Worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Enjoy na po tayo.
Nagbabasa ka pa ba ng dyaryo? O nakikinig ka pa ba ng radyo? Kung ngayon, lahat yan ay mapapakinggan nyo na sa inyong mga cellphone. Dahil online na tayo, mga kamilenyo. Kaya manood, makinig dito sa Millennial Online TV.
Rider, sumalpok sa
Kaya
poste ng
i-follow, like, subscribe, at i-share na, mga katropa.
Hanap mo ba ay Unwind Ventures? Tara nang mamangha sa mga tanawin. Ano man ang iyong travel goals? Dadalhin namin kayo. Sa Unwind Ventures at saya. Dito lang sa Wow Biyahe. Kaya wow, di ba?
Abangan dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Inaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.